everyone, and welcome back to Tea and Lit. My name's Lexi, and today we are going to be discussing William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. So grab yourselves a cuppa and a copy, and let's get into today's video. Alright. This play was first performed on September 21st, 1599. 1959, that's clearly wrong. 1599, and it is one of Shakespeare's histories. Now, I am going to have to read Antony and Cleopatra because I've been watching a PBS docuseries about William Shakespeare, and it's talked about how it seems like the Antony in Julius Caesar is a little bit different than the Antony and Cleopatra. And so I would really like to read that. If you guys have read it, please let me know in the comments what you thought of Antony and Cleopatra, or if you've seen it. So today is going to be our intro video. Things that we should look out for. Did I write down my characters? I did. Well done, Past Lexi. Okay, so here are the main characters. First is Brutus. First of all, some of them have repeat names that are like different. They say them the same, but they are written different. How do you want to say that? So you know how there's like Julius Caesar, there's Caesar Augustus? I feel like that happened a couple times. And there's a Brutus something and a Brutus something else. That I imagine it would be easier to understand it if you were watching it, not reading it. Which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Can't go to the theater right now. Brutus, who is one... I don't want to spoil it, but like it's Shakespeare, so... it is what it is. Brutus is one of the conspirators against Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar is another main character, and he is the emperor of Rome who gets killed. Oops. Antony is Julius Caesar's friend. Cassius is one of the conspirators, and Calpurnia is somebody's wife. I finished this over a week ago, so she's somebody's wife. I think she's Brutus's wife. I think. No. Calpurnia is Caesar's wife, and Portia. Shoot. Calpurnia is someone's wife. When we get to the different acts, I will tell you whose wife she is. Whoever she is, she comes up in Act 2 or 3. I think that's when we meet both the wives. So, we'll figure it out then, guys. We'll figure it out then. Or I'll write it down. I'll pin it in a comment, which wife she is. Whose wife she is. Whose wife she is? That's what I want to say. Language is so hard. Okay, so let us talk Julius Caesar. A few things that I want to like put in your heads as we go into it are some themes. So the first one that I think is important is the public self and the private self. We see this in our world today. Like, to me, this is like a great book to describe modern politics and kind of how things repeat themselves. Not so much the assassination, but, you know, kind of the things that bring about the assassination. How there's the leadership that's outward and, how do you want to say this? People do things to get the acclaim of other people. And so we see that in this book, that people make choices because they want other people to look at them and say, oh, this person has made such a good choice, or oh, this person has done such a nice thing for us. But privately, like, you don't know what their private motivations are for things. And so you get that a lot in this book. So the public self and the private self. Rhetoric and power, I think, is a huge one, especially in modern politics. He who controls the narrative controls the population, as far as I'm concerned. And so if you can present your case in a way that is compelling, even if it's partially or mostly or completely false, it doesn't matter because you have controlled the optics of the situation. And politicians and businesses spend a lot of money on their marketing departments and their public image for a reason. And it's because they know that if you can convince the population to think that you're useful or nice or doing good things, then they won't have a problem with you being in power, but what happens is if you break that, then there's problems. And then the other one that I really thought was interesting was ethics and politics. So my brother talks about this all the time. He took an ethics class years ago and absolutely loved it. It's one of his favorite classes. And like, can you be ethical and a politician? And to me, I feel like it's really darn hard, because you get people pulling you in all different directions, and it's hard to maintain. Like, you have to have a very strong fortitude to be able to do that. You have to have a very strong character in order to maintain your own personal ethics and navigate in public office. So that was really interesting. And then the number one symbol that I thought was really important were the women and the wives of this story. Even though I can't remember whose wife was who. I do think that they play a really, really important role. And if these husbands had just listened to their wives, then maybe something would have been different. One of the things that I think is so amazing about William Shakespeare, we saw this in Othello, which we've read, and in this book also, and we'll see this over and over and over again. Shakespeare has a way of writing women that is very honest. And I think that the reason that's so attractive to us now is partially because it was written in a time when he didn't even have women performing on the stage. All of these female characters were played by men, and that was the standard. Women did not have like a strong, powerful role in society, but we see here that the women are trying to do what's right. And I think also I think it could encourage men to take pause and say, well, maybe my wife isn't being, hysterical. I should listen to what she has to say. Because the two wives really try to help their husbands in this story. And the husbands don't listen, and it causes trouble, basically. So yeah, those are the things that I would like for you guys to be paying attention to as we go through William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. Let's go. So please be sure you are subscribed to the channel and ding the bell. In the description box below, I will have whose wife is whose. And also there will be like Shakespeare t-shirts and mugs and laptop cases and things like that for you to check out if you want to. There will be complete notes for Julius Caesar also in the description box. And vote on this video, thumbs up, thumbs down. Comment if you've read this book or seen this play and what you thought of it. And I look forward to getting into this with you. Anything else I want to say?